Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is the Tier 7 Russian light tank, the LTTB. This was an awesome tank when I had it, and I'm sure it still is. This one's been driven by AppleBoom X from Calm Clan. He's platooned up with his two old mates of Aging Crusader and Quicksilver, both from the same clan. And he's on Siegfried line in an encounter battle in a Tier 10 game. Is it a Tier 10 game? The other two tanks is another Tier 7 light tank, the AMX 1375 with the Avenging Crusader, and of course Quicksilver and his trusty IS-3. You can see Avenger Crusader's gone out to spot the field, and AppleBoom's not delighted with the fact that he might be up against a few Tier 10 tanks. He's been spotted early, so he really needs to back right off. You can see he's got a mark of excellence on his barrel in this tank. Lucky enough to bounce a shot from the little Spick SP1C Tier 7 German light tank. Now he's backing out of there because it's getting a little bit too heated out in the field. Avenger's doing an awesome job lighting up those enemy tanks for all the tanks that are sniping. Back here, have a look at that. There's a massive presence on there, while Quicksilver and his IS-3 goes into the town towards the flag. Looks like a lot of enemy tanks are in the field, as AppleBoom X plants a nice shot into the side of the Spick, as well as the FV4202, the premium British medium tank. He is spotted again and shot again, so he needs to be really careful here. He's only down to 176 hit points, and for that reason he's backing off a little bit. No use throwing away those last remaining hit points. They're up by a tank. They've gotten rid of the Grill 15, who for some reason went right out into the field on the enemy side. And AppleBoom X just looking for some cheeky shots from back here. Avenger's doing the spotting, but Avenger's on pretty low hit points as well. Trying to find a shot on that Leopard 1, the Tier 10 German medium tank, as Avenging Crusader gets taken out of the game. He did a great job spotting though out in the field. Can't really see that Leopard, but it looks like that shot might have gone in. Just doing a couple of blind shots just to see if he can pick up some damage. He doesn't want to shoot that FV because he'll get the back of the T49. That shot went a little bit wide. And no idea where that second shot went, but he is under a bit of cover there. The Tier 8 premium British medium tank. And AppleBoom X just doing a bit of sniping now. He needs to be really careful because he's only got 176 hit points left, as I mentioned earlier. He's just looking for some cheeky shots into the enemy side. Now he's in a Tier 10 battle, and he's only in a Tier 7 light tank, so every tank on the enemy side can kill him with one shot. But his team are winning 4-1. As Quicksilver falls out of the game, he was pushing the town, which is what a heavy tank probably should do in this map, but really need to be careful of those big Tier 10 tanks on the enemy side. The Type 5 Heavy gets taken out of the game, and AppleBoom X hasn't done a great deal yet, but he's moving around to try and find a position that he can get himself into in order to dish out some damage or spot some enemy tanks without risking his last remaining hit points. He's going to sit on the cap circle here for a bit, put a bit more cap pressure on the enemy side, force them to make a move into the heavy tanks which are in the city. Are they going to cap this one out? No, the FV gets hit just as there's a second to go on the cap, which resets the cap timer. Of course, in encounter battle, it does take a lot longer to cap the base. He's trying to get around this FV. The cap timer, they've been reset again. It's back to over a minute now. Now that's plenty of time for the enemy tanks to get back to reset the cap. And all of a sudden, the enemy side have really worked together here. The enemy side are winning now. that E4 gets taken out on the enemy side, so it's back to even. But I think the opportunity to cap this game out has gone. Fires clutch towards that Leopard, but doesn't manage to land a shot. So you might be thinking, why am I put this replay up? He hasn't really done a great deal yet. He's lost of his health, and he's done a little bit of damage. But AppleBoom X is about to really come into the game and dish out some damage in this tier 10 battle. Puts a shot into the Leopard 1. Leopard 1 looks like he's coming back around the corner. He needs to be wary of that mouse. That mouse probably can't get a shot on him where he is, so he's moving around. The T-32 gets taken out by the E4 Madrid, and now AppleBoom X has decided the field's probably the place to go now. Looking at the minimap, most of the enemy tanks were last seen in this area, so he's backing right up to see if he can take the field. It's back to an even ball game. The mouse gets taken out, which is a very handy tank to get rid of. He had picked up 3 kills, that mouse. And AppleBoom X has already worked out that the artillery's in trouble with that T-49. Auto aims, but doesn't quite land the shot. Takes a shot from the T-49. That tells me that the T-49's only got the small gun because it didn't do a huge amount of damage. It would have been a massive explosion had it had the big dirt gun. But he takes him out, picks up his first kill of the game, and the score's now back up 10-8. Now AppleBoom X very nervous, only on 89 hit points, so he's sitting right back, and he knew this bat chat was coming. So he auto aims on the bat chat, gets spotted in the process, but the bat chat's not really going for him, which maybe that means the bat chat's on the long reload. No, it looks like the bat chat just fired again. The bat chat was probably just looking for a better opportunity to start shooting rather than wasting its time. Bit of a ring around the rosy here, around this house. 89 hit points is all she's got left, old AppleBoom X from Calm Clan. So he's hoping that by keeping this solid house between him and the bat chat, he'll preserve his health, and hopefully that FV215B that's coming back will be able to kill him. Gets another shot into him as the bat chat fires again. And FV215B does exactly the right thing and takes the tier 10 French medium tank out of the game. Now they're only up by 1 tank here. Now AppleBoom X needs to move because there are 2 artilleries who might be aiming at where he was last spotted. So he's moving around. He's looking at that Leopard, which that Leopard hasn't got a great amount of hit points, but the enemy arty takes out the FV215B 183, the Death Star, and AppleBoom X now moving back into the city because it looks like the city's being cleared. There's only 2 artilleries and a little Spic left. Spic takes out the T-32. I think AppleBoom X might be making a beeline for that M40, M43. Tier 8 American artillery, as is the E4 by the looks of it. The E4 is heading straight for Mad Dog 07 on the enemy side. It sounds like he just fired. No, he's aiming entirely the wrong way. I wonder why. He's not AFK, he's in the game, this arty driver. Now AppleBoom X moving around, making it as hard as possible for that artillery to splash him. And the E4 takes the arty out of the game. You can see he's already picked up 1700 hit points of damage. Auto aims on the Spic. Gets a shot into, brings his damage up to closer to 1900 hit points. And now it's a case of just wants to keep that Spic lit because the E4's not going to have any view range or spots from where he is down in that gully, but he's coming back up to help support the team and look for the tier 9 Russian artillery as well as that little light tank. Now we know that Russian artillery was last spotted at A5, and so AppleBoom X is not taking any chances here. He's doing the right thing, I think. He's going to take it from a different angle and try and light those 2 tanks up from the western side of the map. He's going all the way back, which is probably not that necessary to go all that way back, but as we know, he's only on 89 hit points, so he hasn't got the hit points in the bank to survive a shot from the spick, or even a little bit of splash might kill him from that artillery. Looks like the spick's gone all the way back to the red line at A3, and he's found that artillery. So his FV could be spotting some of these tanks, but I think AppleBoom X might be spotting them. Puts a shot into the 212. Auto aims at him, shoots him again for 192 hit points. And can he confirm the kill? Yes, he can. And now that spick is back in the corner, hiding as if his life depends on it, because it does. Game's looking like it's just about in the bag here. Blind shots, does he kill him? No, he doesn't. It looks like he hit him though, because I think he was on a bit more than 43 hit points earlier. Shoots again, just goes a little bit high, waits for the reload. There he is, boom! Good win there by AppleBoom X from Calm Clan in his LTTB. Tier 7 Russian light tank. And you can see with that performance, because it was in a Tier 10 battle, you do get a bonus with experience if you're low tier, and of course he was Tier 7. He's picked himself up an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Bruiser, Duelist and Fire for Effect, and he did second top damage only by 120 hit points from the top score. The top damage, of course, from the E4, and AppleBoom X does 2,566 hit points, damage, 3 kills, 1,345 base experience, which is massive, 530 shots. There were a few blind shots there, so that's why they didn't all hit, but of the 18 they hit, 16 did damage, which is testament to the good gun on the Tier 7 Russian light tank. Not a bad little profit margin, nearly 11,000 credits in a standard account. The game went for 10 minutes, and it wasn't a bad game at all from AppleBoom X from Calm Clan. An awesome replay from Apple. Thanks very much for the replay, Apple. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.